ID, call forwarding, call waiting, and call blocking.
I think it's time you cut the blue wire.
Cut the blue wire. Save up to $250 on your phone features with RevVoice. Get RevVoice. Save money.
Coming up tonight on our news.
Weeks after Michael Pintard resigned, the FNM elects a new chairman. The details are straight ahead.
Carnival bands come together with plans to boycott this year's Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival Road Fever. Details coming up.
Welcome to our news. I'm Christina McNeil. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, just a few weeks after the Free National Movement lost its chairman amid the Peter Nygard-Lewis Bacon controversy, the party elected a new one last night. Former Cabinet Minister Sidney Collie defeated Rodney Monker in a showdown that saw hundreds flock to the party's headquarters. Kyle Joaquin reports.
Well, it was a very busy night tonight outside the FNM headquarters as the party elected a new chairman. But when it was all said and done, Sidney Collie emerged victorious over Rodney Monker, 89-27.
We are not going to stop, and we will not relent until we take back this government from the PLP.
First words from the FNM's new chairman. The party's headquarters was packed inside and out as council members showed up to cast their vote. MPs, senators, and other council members overwhelmingly elected former cabinet minister and once deputy leader of the FNM, Sidney Collie, with 89 votes over FNM newcomer Rodney Monker, who got 27. There was one spoiled ballot. It took them about 2 hours to get the votes cast and ballots counted, and to the roar of the crowd inside, Collie was named the victor. Among the list of things he said he will tackle first, the Peter Nygard-Lewis Bacon ordeal, the matter over which Michael Pintard stepped down as chairman.
There's no scandal and shame on the FNM. Mr. Pintard's resignation has nothing to do with scandal and shame. The scandal is going to come out in due course when the court cases reveal what is in those affidavits. Mr. Pintard is an honorable man, and he did the honorable thing. I wish some of those in the PLP would do the same thing.
FNM leader Dr. Hubert Minnis touted Collie as a great man, well deserving of the title.
Sidney Collie, who has served in the capacity of numerous positions within the party, including deputy leader at some particular point in time, and I'm certain that he will do very well in assisting us in moving forward to victory in 2017.
And in accepting defeat, Monker pledged to work along with Collie, but he insisted the party missed the opportunity to go in a new direction where it would excite people once again. He said his loss was not against Collie, but against an establishment.
But tonight is a good night. It's a learning process, and I'm happy that these folks have come out to provide the support. If the country was voting, I would have won.
He said the party is constipated and that people must be empowered at the constituency level. He added that he's just glad to see that he rallied the party, pointing to all the people outside the FNM's headquarters. But Monker said what is disappointing was that people like him, who are truly passionate about giving back to the country, are denied the opportunity.
We need more participation at the constituency level. You have a situation where if the leader doesn't like you, then, at 59, I too old to be liking man. And I said it respectfully.
The FNM heads to convention in November, during which all posts will be made vacant. For our news, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Thanks, Kyle. A little later, we'll tell you about the FNM's plans to unify that party as it approaches its convention. And 8 Haitian men and 1 Bahamian man face charges connected to a major drug bust in Inagua this week. Our Giorgio Bain was in court and filed this report.
Drug enforcement officers brought 9 men before the magistrate's court today connected with that major drug bust in Matthewtown, Inagua, where 288 pounds of cocaine was seized. One of the 9 men charged in the magistrate's court today in connection with this week's major drug bust on Inagua has pled guilty. The men appeared before Magistrate Andrew Forbes in court number 9. They are 54-year-old Daniel Joseph in the tan shirt, 45-year-old La Harrison Adolphine in the white striped shirt, 38-year-old Everton Bain in the gray long sleeve shirt, 54-year-old Julio St. Louis in the light blue shirt, 27-year-old Kinsey Prudent in the yellow shirt, 46-year-old Marceline Joseph in the gray striped shirt, 45-year-old Jane Regard Duval in the white jacket, 45-year-old Jacqueline Pettyhume in the gold shirt, and 43-year-old Julian Cador in the black jacket, all of La Tortue, Haiti. Everton Bain of Marshall Road was the only Bahamian male charged. According to police records, officers in Anagua, accompanied by officers of the Drug Enforcement Unit and the United States Coast Guard, went to the public dock in Matthewtown, Anagua, where they met a vessel registered in the name of Auntie Grace. Officers asked for the boat captain. He was identified as Julio St. Louis. Louis was asked to gather all the crew members to allow officers to properly search the vessel. Captain Louis accompanied officers during the search. During the preliminary search of the base of the vessel, nothing was found. The officers then commenced a search of the vessel's fuel tanks, where they discovered hidden compartments. After draining the fuel tanks, officers searched the compartments and discovered cocaine in all of them. 114 packages containing 130 kilos of cocaine were seized along with the vessel, and all crew members were taken into custody and brought to New Providence. Jacqueline Pettyhume was interviewed about the drugs on the vessel and told officers that he was aware of the drugs on board. Pettyhume said the drugs were placed on the vessel 2 weeks before they left Haiti on the 8th of April. The 114 packages were tested by a chemist and proven to be cocaine in the excess of 288 pounds. Pettyhume was the only male of the 9 to plead guilty to all charges, which include the importation of dangerous drugs, conspiracy to sell dangerous drugs, conspiracy to import dangerous drugs, and the possession of dangerous drugs. The remaining 8 men pled not guilty to all charges. Stanley Roll, representing Pettyhume, asked for lenience towards his client as he is married with 4 children, all under the age of 4, and has no prior charges in this jurisdiction. Roll asked Magistrate Forbes to allow his client to pay a fine instead of serving a sentence. Magistrate Forbes said although he takes all of the above into consideration, he would still be handing down a prison sentence. Pettyhume was sentenced to 5 years on count 1 of conspiracy, 4 years on count 2 of conspiracy, 5 years on count 3 of importation, and 4 years on count 4 of possession. Pettyhume will serve those sentences concurrently at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. The remaining 8 men were denied bail and will be remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. They return to court on April 21st. Reporting for our news, I'm Georgia Bain.
In other news, following weeks of preparation, employees of the National Insurance Board were excited to jump in the line during next month's Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival Road Fever, only to be informed not once but twice by the Carnival Commission that NIB could not be a part of the parade. Bonnie Toot reports.
NIB Director Rowena Bethel says the Bahamas National Festival Commission was quite receptive back in March when the National Insurance Board asked to participate in Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival's Road Fever March. That's why she says she was shocked and disappointed by the sudden change in tone.
I am somewhat shocked and surprised that a simple desire by a small group of well-meaning, honest Bahamians to participate and be a part of a parade has escalated into a national catastrophic event that has brought out some of the worst mean-spiritedness among segments of our people that I had ever could imagine. No one approached us and offered anything to us in terms of participating with the bands in the parade. We were told initially when we approached the commission that we could participate so long as we restricted our group to employees, close family members, and friends.
After getting the go-ahead from the commission, Bethel says 150 NIB staffers and their family members signed up to participate with NIB's group and even began designing 4 costumes. However, she says 1 week ago, the Carnival Commission withdrew NIB's permission to participate in Road Fever, suggesting that Carnival band owners had objections and it would lower the tone of the parade. Days later, she says, the commission reversed that decision and invited NIB to participate in the parade once again. But it didn't end there.
Somewhat surprised when yesterday we received an email advising the commission had again withdrawn its permission and that we had to apply for a permit to the police to host our own parade and that we were to keep a good distance behind the official parade or join one of the other groups. I just want to say here that the staff members at the National Insurance Board, not all of them were interested in participating in the event. Not all of them support Junkanoo Carnival for one reason or another. However, there was a goodly number who, when I first made the overture, came on board and said, yeah, you know something, let's all go out and have fun. As I said, I underscore that the financing for that was going to come primarily from the members.
President of the Bahamas Carnival Band Owners Association, Dario Torelli, said the Commission's initial decision to allow NIB to participate in the march was an insult to bands, which endured a stringent process to become certified. He suggested that NIB should have joined one of the current bands.
I know Dario directly, so I don't think it was difficult to call and say, look, we understand that you all are interested in the parade. We'd be prepared to provide costumes, etc. for you. For us, it was a matter also of maintaining costs because, as I indicated, it was going to come largely out of our own pockets. That being said, the Commission has withdrawn its permission for us to participate in the parade. We are no longer participating. I hope that settles the matter.
The NIB director says she now has the disappointing task of informing staff members for the second time that NIB will not be participating in the upcoming road march. The Festival Commission said in a statement, NIB made a late request to participate as an independent group in the parade. This request was considered by the Commission in the interest of being inclusive. However, after several rounds of consultation and lobbying from all of the stakeholders, the Commission took the final position to request that NIB participate this year through a registered road fever company. The NIB director insisted, however, there was never any malicious intent on their part, adding they were simply interested in fun and fellowship at no cost to NIB.
We were simply looking to support what we considered to be a fun cultural event in a fun way.
Reporting for our news, I'm Vonique Toot.
And carnival bands are boycotting this year's Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival Road Fever, according to President of the Bahamas Carnival Band Owners Association, Dario Torelli. He says that decision was made for a number of reasons. Simone Davis tells us more.
Torelli says another reason the association may boycott is because the bands have not been receiving support from the government as promised, and seed money has always been a major issue.
Carnival is about the parade. We have persons coming in from all over the world to come on the parade, and we feel as though we own the parade. And so we decided to boycott that.
Now, according to a report released by the Bahamas National Festival Commission last July, $900,000 was spent on seed funding. The association wrote a letter to the Commissioner of Police to have its own parade.
I hand-delivered a letter requesting the Commissioner of Police to give us permission to have our own parade on the same day, Saturday, May the 7th. Starting at two various locations that we think will be good for us to have our revelers that we own. Carnival is about the road parade. Everything else is just another way of making money from either by the carnival bands or by young entrepreneur Bahamians.
Bahamas National Festival Commission Chairman Paul Major said on Thursday that since bands have decided to privatize the parade, the Commission supports that there will not be another parade to boycott. In a statement released Thursday night, the BNFC said it has always been the vision of the BNFC to move towards a privatization model for some aspects of Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival, including road fever, and the BNFC pledges to continue supporting the shared goals it has with the association to maximize economic opportunities. Earlier this month, the Major confirmed that this year's entire carnival budget will be around $7 million. Carnival 2016 is set to take place on Grand Bahama on April 14th through the 16th and on New Providence on May 5th through the 7th. Reporting for our news, I'm Simone Davis.
And condolences pouring in from across the country on the passing of businessman Frank Hanna Thursday night. Reports are that Hanna died at his home. Hanna, known for his colorful clothing and love of fishing, was well loved in Andros and the Berry Islands where he grew up. He founded the Frank Hanna Cleaning Company nearly 50 years ago after working abroad. Condolences go out to his family and friends.